Sometimes it's just looks. You meet a woman or you meet a guy, and it's just the looks.
Yeah.
Anything else you don't see. Then when you get into the marriage, you're like, far out. He's just got the looks, but he's a useless man. Yeah. So my mom always said, when you meet these foreigners, go to their home, go and see how they live, go and see how they've been brought up. Second of all, she'll say, Eve, you need to chill. I don't want you to fight with your brother, because by the end of the day, that is your brother.
Why do you think there's such a high divorce rate? Like, what's wrong with relationships today? Yeah, and also talk from the woman's point of view too, like the women of this generation. Where do you see the errors? Like, here, give me your thoughts.
Meet, either they're not showing their true colors, or there's a lot of expectations, or people sometimes can fake it, or people are just not real. They're not just themselves. Like, you meet someone today, you're not honest about yourself, because most men...
You want to show, like...
Yeah, most men have got pride. You don't want to be honest. You can meet a woman today and say, hey, I really like you. At the moment, I don't have a job. Or I have a job. It doesn't pay this much. But we can see what we can do. We can put together on the table. What do you have to bring on the table? Well, I have this to bring on the table. And people can work out from there. But there's so much today material involved. Or looks. Sometimes it's just looks. You meet a woman or you meet a guy, and it's just the looks.
Yeah.
Anything else you don't see. Then when you get into the marriage, you're like, far out. He's just got the looks, but he's a useless man.
Yeah.
Or you see, you know, he's got a nice
Maybe he's
car.
got money.
Yeah, he's got money, but he treats you so badly. Yeah. So old school was quite different. So we didn't have, of course we had a little bit of class, but it's not like today. We had a bit of class, say, oh, he's wearing a nice watch, so that is a guy who's got good taste. Oh, he's wearing a nice shoe, that's a guy who's got good taste.
You see it, huh, baby, on this.
And you know, little things just give you a gift, a nice perfume, and you say, okay, this is a nice guy. But now, it's just, it's a different world. Like, it's how much can you give me, what can you do, and what, like, the expectations are very high.
But because it kind of sounds like, for me, well, from what I've seen, is like a lot of the women today, they're takers. It's like, what can you give me, me, but what can you provide?
Today's women are takers, right? They just want to receive. They don't know how to take what is given to them and help multiply it.
As a woman, I think.
Yes, and that is what I said. The expectation.
Like, what do what do you bring to the table? Like, what knowledge, what type of things? Are you making food? Are you being the provider, like grandma doing? You know what I mean?
But that is what I'm saying, because what has happened now, it's women, guys also going pretty face. Oh, she's a pretty face. She's got a nice body. She's got a good bum.
Hey guys, just real quick, I know you're enjoying the video, we're going to get back to that, but this video is sponsored by Fanatics. Now guys, the reason I've partnered up with Fanatics is not only do I have custom drip, I look fly, the second thing is I get to save money, and that's what I want to give back to you guys. It's always about giving back to the people who come in and support. So guys, you guys can get awesome merch, NBA, NFL, all type of drip at Fanatics. Hit the link in the description. Now guys, there is deals every single day, 65% off, free shipping. The more you wait, the more deals are going to go missing by you, and this is your chance to really save money and get drip at such a good price. As soon as you finish watching this video, click that link, head over to Fanatics and go copy some merch right now. All right, let's get back to the video.
That's it.
You know, that's it. Then you get into the relationship deep now. It goes deep, because now it's just not that night anymore. Then you sit back and say, oh, she's got a pretty face. She can't bring anything to the table. I want to start a business. There's nothing she contributes here. I want to do this. She just looks pretty. She's the trophy wife. Yeah. Some men just want a trophy wife.
A trophy wife.
Yeah.
But then, because I don't think men today like test their woman. Like, you can test someone. Like, let's say, as I said, you find someone attractive, but there's certain things that maybe you could say to see what reaction she gives you. You know what I mean? Like, this is one, for example, I'll say, and I can even say this, maybe it's advice, I don't know, but maybe I can come to my girl, right? And maybe I can say something about my brother. I say, man, he's so this,
Yeah.
just to it's a test.
Yes.
Maybe I'm just to see what does she say back.
Yeah.
Does she, does she say?
Does she support
say,
you?
No, you should get along with your. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or does she
Yes.
say, yeah, you're right. He does seem kind of.
Yeah.
That's a test.
If you got a boyfriend, test him. Put him in some heat. If you really think this is your nigga that you want to be with forever, you got to put this nigga through some shit. If you feel like you love this girl, put her through some shit. Test them. Because you don't want to go through life thinking like this the one and knowing damn well, man, in the back of their mind, like, they ain't really for you. Test people.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Things like that. Like I remember my girlfriend, she can say my sister was this and this, and I'd always say because I know what it is. No, but you guys will work it out. Or it's fine. Even though maybe she's saying negative things, but it's like you guys will be fine. You know what I mean? It's just a moment. I hope it gets better. But it's never. You know what I mean?
So that is also another thing I was going to say, that families. So, you guys, I've always said it, and I always pray about it, that guys, when you bring girls here to us, bring girls that can build this family, not girls who can break us up. Because what happens, like exactly what you've said, you say, you go to a girl, or you have Letitia, you say, okay, oh, Ian did this, I'm fighting with Ian. So instead of Letitia being the normal, sensible girl from a good upbringing where there was peace in the home. So it depends also where the girl has come from. A good girl will be like a sensible girl. God-fearing girl will be like, you know what? First of all, she'll say, Eve, can we pray about it? Second of all, she'll say, Eve, you need to chill. Let's see how we can sort this problem out, okay? I don't want you to fight with your brother because by the end of the day, that is your brother. Me, I'm an outsider. I'm here to be with you and support you as brothers and sisters. So that is another big thing. But as long as you brothers get along, you're on the same page, I'm telling you, no woman
we'll get it. Yeah,
will get in between.
Yeah.
As long as you're strong together. The problem is when you are divided, when you're fighting, when you can't tell Ian. So Ian does something wrong, you can't tell him. When Ian when you do something wrong, or Emmanuel, you can't talk to each other. Be together as brothers. Like how I see these Lebanese, the Italians, be together as brothers and be like, you know what, this is happening. This is
and it's like, I get what you mean, but that's what I'm saying. Like, there's certain tests you can put out to a woman.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I think women should do the same thing to see, like, what is this person really like? You know, how are you around, family, or how are you in certain situations? How do you advise me to spend money? Do you just want me to, some women, maybe a guy, he could be wanting to keep up appearance. And let's say he maybe doesn't have that income, or he can maybe say, let me put it or invest it in somewhere else, but because maybe he wants to keep impressed, and she goes, no, buy me this. Even though maybe she might even know his situation, you know what I mean? Like, and instead of a woman saying, no, actually, no, don't, let's do this together. I don't know.
But for me, it's just upbringing of any person you meet. That's why it's so important for any person you meet, their upbringing. For me, like, to be honest, I'm very blessed. When I met Alois, I went, because my mom always said, because of Monique, she liked, she met, foreigner. So my mom always said, when you meet these foreigners, go to their home, go and see how they live, go and see how they've been brought up, because you don't know who you're going out with. So when I met Alois,
your mom used to give you that advice.
Yes, and I really thank God for that. When I met Alois, I went to Rwanda with you guys. You were young, and I said, this is the family I can live, because there's so much peace. They support each other. They love each other. Alois, there are only three: Alois, Alphonse, and Alfonsina. Yes, they'll have their little fights, but they're so together, and that is how you come in and say, this is the family I cannot interfere. Even Alois has a fight with Alphonse, his brother. I'm not the person I will say, Alois, you need to make peace. I will go with him to Rwanda and say, this next holiday, like we're going in January, God willing, not because everything is all right, but I'm just saying, let's go and say hi to him. Yeah. So, because we know he's also missing us. So me, I'm that type who has been there to support, who I believe that you should support family. But because some people have come from very broken backgrounds, okay? So they want to project it. They come to you They come into the family, they want to project that. You know, instead of saying, you know, I was brought up in a background where there's people unhappy, there was no affection. Let me learn from this family. So they come into the family, they say there's a lot of affection, there's a lot of exchanging of gifts, people love each other, they want to spoil, because they never had that. So people have to be very, very careful with that.
And it's true, like not enough people. That's why I think, and I was thinking, like, me even being in a relationship, I also had to remember, like, you know, because sometimes you get those fears of, why most relationships don't work out, this and this. But then I would remember, like, I'm one of a kind. So that's one thing. And the person I choose is also one of a kind. But it's like those things, those like certain values that you can see. You know, how, again, like you said, when I met my girlfriend, Leticia, I went into the family house. You know, you just notice how are you with your parents? How are you with your parents? Your sisters? You know, like, wow, like you see two sisters happy. You know what I mean? It's you hang out with the sister, you see her values, you see, wow, this is someone, you know, these are certain tests. But men, because maybe she's so beautiful, she's so fine, they could even ignore certain things because of she's so fine, and maybe when she's with you, you guys look good together. But these are things that for me are so important. And one thing, it's like, even when raising children, it takes a village to raise a child. Imagine two sisters are close, the sister there, she's helping, you know, they're helping each other, this and this, the family, the mom, when I come home, she's cooking. You know what I mean? Like, these are things, even when you have children, are so important. Families, brothers, like, you know.
And in my experience, people I know, if you find a woman with a good family, like she has a sister who has a kid and her mom's around and the family unit's strong, and they say it takes a village to raise a kid.
Yeah.
You know, if there's other women and because women are great with babies. They love that shit. So like, if you were to ask me if I had to have a kid who'd be the ideal target, it'd be a woman with a couple sisters and a mom, and they all have young kids, and now she has a kid, and they get to do a bunch of kid shit together. And I don't really want to go see Frozen. It's bullshit. I'm out with my boys. I'm in the gym. They're doing the Frozen shit. Boom, boom. You need a good family unit, and you need someone who's dedicated to you. And
that's right. And that is why, if you meet, for example, you meet Letitia, you have her in your life, and she's got a sister, they're always fighting. That is a red flag for me. If you have a family member, like for example, I met Alois, okay, fighting with the family, that's a red flag. However, I could be me, fighting with my sisters, fighting with my brothers, but deep down, your husband can see where you're coming from with those fights. So there are those fights where you're just fighting for the sake of fighting, because you're a bitter person, you're a negative person, you're projecting your life. But there are those fights, like me, I would fight because maybe I'm fighting for my brother, maybe I'm fighting for my sister, maybe my sister's saying things that don't make sense, but I'm coming from a good place. Those fights, for me, a man or a woman can understand. But when they're just those fights of hate, there's those fights of hating, you don't sleep, the whole night you're gossiping, or Rouz did this, now those ones
are nonsense.
Or if your husband or your partner is fighting, your Letitia is fighting with a sister, those kind of fights of hating, they abuse each other on the floor, that's a red flag.
That's a red
Take
flag.
off, because if somebody can abuse the sister, who are you? Or abuse the mom. Forget abusing the sister. Abuse the mom or the dad. Who are you? So for me, that's why I say, go into someone's family, see how they live, be the observant. Do not judge anyone. Do not be the judge there when they come to you. Just listen to them, and then if you're smart, you'll pick it up. But then those bad vibes, negativity, you can always see them.